World Regions Geography, Lecture 2, Part 5. The EU, the costs of expansion. When the EU expands like they did in 2004 and 2007, they increase the number of countries. Well, the existing countries subsidize the countries coming in to help bring them up to the standard of living of the rest of the EU, the more established countries. And the subsidies currently account for about 40% of the total of the EU's budget. So there's a lot of money going into Eastern European countries, which are the newer countries that have joined the EU, that there is some question of whether it's really valuable for the EU to have those to have expanded. So the problems of indebtedness, if you look in the EU, some countries, because each country still controls their own budget, in some countries like in Greece, where the retirement age was 50 years old, and you see the percent of debt, percent of the gross domestic product at 180% almost, that's why the Greeks have had such problems. Italy, Portugal, Spain, more so this is the European average, the 19 original countries, and this is the European average of the total 28 countries in the EU. These countries are particularly out of line, and these are the countries that are having the problems. There is some concern that France could have a problem, and if that's the case, France has one of the largest populations in the EU, and that could have serious impacts for the survival of the EU. With Great Britain pulling out, the United Kingdom, there's some questions there about whether or not the EU will survive or whether or not the United Kingdom will survive. Whether Scotland and Northern Ireland and Wales may break away from the United Kingdom so that you would instead have 4 countries: Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland, which would certainly redefine European politics and in some senses redefine global politics. So these are some of the serious questions facing the Europe in the next decade or so. That's the end.